But I actually went me sitting there and watching the finals. So Cleveland had in 2017. Cleveland had 2 years of the Steph Curry experience in the finals, so they automatically knew where this guy was going to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people always have said, KD. The reason KD went off so much, and this is kind of stretched, but it was because of the attention that Steph Curry was getting. Because keep in mind, Steph was drawing attention once he crossed half court. Now, in my opinion, 2018 finals, Steph should have won Finals MVP. He had one bad game, and that was Game 3, and that was KD's best game. Because in Game 1, Game 2, Game 1 he had about 30. I think Game 1 was that 51-point performance from LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they went into overtime was because of Steph's and one layup that he got. It was a tough finish he got. Got that one. And then Game 2, Steph breaks the record for most threes in an NBA game, in an NBA Finals game. Game 3, KD goes off, but Steph hits the dagger. Game 4, Steph had 36 points in the sweep, in the Game 4 sweep. He had 36 points. And they gave it to KD. I was like, dude.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. Who had the most points in the last 3 minutes of those games?
3 minutes of what?
Of the final series.
Assuming
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was the closer. I mean, although Curry hit the dagger, and I'm not taking that away from him, right? Like Curry's a beast. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But the guy closing those games was KD. KD was closing it. Like although it was Curry's team. Yeah, Curry, you go. So I'm sorry. You go.
I think that has a lot to do with roles, though. I think that just because he was already the closer. Yeah, like that was his job. So him doing his job, that's good that he's doing his job. But I think that when we talk about Steph Curry and his performances while KD was on the Warriors, it's a little harder to judge because A, they had a lot of other people who needed attention and needed getting the ball. B, we all know that Steph Curry took a back seat when KD came. To let KD be KD, you know? Like he wasn't like, I'm just gonna, and this is a big point for Steph Curry's growth as a player, because if you remember in 2016, he was the babyface assassin. He was a killer. That killer instinct that MJ had, that was him. That was what Steph Curry had. And that's what made me fall in love with him, with his play. And that's why he's my favorite player, because of seeing him that season just tearing people apart, just going out there, dribbling the ball, slow playing it at the last second, and just pulling up in somebody's face from 30 and nailing it.
Also,
those type of things, that killer instinct is what he had. And I think that after KD came, he decided, I'm going to let KD be KD. I'm going to be more of a point guard instead of a scoring point guard. I think that's why we should keep that in mind when we judge them playing together.
Yeah. Z, before you go, I wanna because Curry did step back for Kevin Durant, so Kevin Durant could be Kevin Durant. That's true. Now let me ask you this: in Miami, when LeBron James joined, and no one really knew who was gonna lead that team, Dwayne Wade or LeBron James, the world knew it was LeBron James, but the team didn't know it was LeBron James as of yet. It took a season for Dwayne Wade to come out and say, "Bro, here are the keys. Take over." That's what he said, right? So the question to you is, we regarded LeBron James as the best player in the world, and that happened. Now, Steph Curry gave KD the keys. Now, why isn't he the best in the world?
Well, here's the thing. Steph gave KD the keys for, I believe, different reasons than Dwayne Wade did. Because think about it like this. The Warriors that season, actually, every season that Kevin Durant was with them, which was what, 3? 2017, 18, 19.
Yeah.
So they did the statistics. They pulled it up. When Kevin Durant was out in the regular season, right, or playoffs, when he was out and Steph was running the show, they had a better record than if it was switched and Steph was out and KD was running the show.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of reasons for that you can look at. I mean, Steph, that goes to show who was the leader, right? Who was the guy. But when the Warriors needed Steph Curry the most in those KD years, right? If KD wasn't getting done, like take the 2019 conference, was it the semifinals against the Rockets, right? Game 6.
Yeah.
Take that game for example. Now, I knew a lot of people when Kevin Durant went down with his injury and they were like, he's not coming back, whatever. People went to the comments and said the Warriors are done. I was like, I want all of y'all to come back to this comment next week and tell me, are the Warriors done? You mean to tell me that the babyface assassin, like Kurt just brought it up, and that's what I liked about him too.
Yeah.
Steph always when he feels the need to go back to that place of 26 to remind everybody who he is, he always does. He always does. In Game 6, this man had 0 points in the first half, then followed it up with 33 in the second half, and went on one of the biggest clutches, like a spree that I've ever seen. This man was being double teamed from 40 feet and just launching and like not no bankers, not no balls rimming out like Dame at the logo, straight swishes. So when his team needed him, Steph was always there. And I look at also what those two did against each other, right? 2016, the Western Conference Finals. Durant running the show with Russ. Durant played like crap in the 6th and 7th games. He shot terribly. He still had his 30-some odd points, but he shot terribly. Compared to Steph, in Game 6 of that year, Klay had 41 and 11 threes. Steph had a quiet but efficient 31 points in Game 6. And then Game 7, the Warriors like, okay, Steph, we need you to close us out. Steph closes out the Thunder literally kind of by himself in Game 7 efficiently. So I looked at that and I'm like, okay, these two matched up against each other. Steph kicked KD's ass, kind of. I mean, he came back from 3-1 on him. KD joined his squad, and Steph took a step back, not in a D-Wade way, because when D-Wade took a step back, it was like, okay, LeBron, you are the clear-cut best player. His step back dropped, his points dropped dramatically. Steph's points only dropped like—
No, they never dropped off. Yeah, obviously.
A quick point on which you were talking about, that 2016 Western Conference Finals. Did you know that Kevin Durant shot worse than Russell Westbrook from 3 in that series? Like Kevin Durant shot like 29%, and Russ shot 30% from 3. Now we expect 30% from Russ, but like KD and you know, a lot of people, their usual argument against people bringing up that 2016 meltdown, they say, oh well, you know, the way that the Warriors were playing us, I mean, playing the Thunder, was essentially trying to force KD to be the one taking all the shots because no one else could make threes efficiently, and they had Andre Roberson on the court and were kind of playing like 3-on-1. I mean 4-on-5. I mean, And the problem here with that statement is that if that was really true and they were making you guys play so inefficient, then you guys couldn't have just scored like 5 more points at the end of these games to win, because the Warriors were not blowing them out. And in game 6, the Warriors would have lost if it wasn't for Klay going ballistic in like the 3rd and 4th.
In game 6, Klay.
So I mean, that argument doesn't really make much sense when people use it.